In the 1949 film A Woman in Hiding, a woman discovers her seemingly charming husband is actually dangerous and manipulative. Realizing her life is in danger, she fakes her death and goes into hiding to escape his clutches. As she rebuilds her life under a new identity, she lives in constant fear of being found. This film reflects the reality of many women fleeing abusive situations by highlighting the fear, isolation, and courage involved in escaping from a controlling partner and the struggle to find safety and freedom. This week, perhaps more than ever, it dawned on even the most stubborn holdouts that something is wrong. It started earlier in the week with this coordinated press release stating that Kate was briefed about the findings of a business-led task force relating to her early years project. And the next logical question is, of course, who briefed the princess? Did they actually speak to her? Well, when you open the article, you will find that it's just more of what we've now come to expect. More secondhand information, nothing directly from Kate, just other people speaking on her behalf. And more, we're finding this to be the case with many reports in the press that tease the reader into thinking that Kate actually said something, when in reality, it's just some unnamed source or royal expert. This time, the briefing comes from Christian Guy, who runs the Royal Foundation for Early Childhood, Kate's brainchild. He goes on to say, its impact and the work of her Center for Early Childhood is rolling on as she recovers. Okay, not much there. Nothing directly from Kate. Then he goes on to say that the princess was excited. Notice every report about her is that she's recovering. Now they're claiming that she's excited, yet she's still somehow unable to make a public appearance. Although the reporters added that it is not clear how she was briefed, the report goes on to say that sources inside her office say that she will not return to work until given the green light by her doctors. And as I mentioned previously, no one actually knows who these doctors are. Another headline promised a video, but by now you should have guessed it, the video does not actually feature Kate. And folks, a few weeks back, I checked out her early years website, and strangely enough, although they claim that Kate is working from home on her laptop, the last entry goes all the way back to January of last year. And on her early years IG page, Kate's last entry is on November of last year. So either someone doesn't have access to the credentials to update her website, or Kensington Palace is just really lazy. And William is behaving as suspiciously as ever. This week, he hosted a rained-out garden party where the guests were siloed behind a barrier for hours in the pouring rain, waiting to catch a glimpse of the royals who were scheduled to make a brief appearance. William turned up looking every bit of a Victorian villain in his top hat and tails. Here he is, striking a pose for the camera. And folks, can this guy look any more caddish? It was later announced rather surreptitiously that the royal family will be postponing future engagements so as not to divert attention from the upcoming elections in July. But that didn't stop William from making an appearance at the FA Cup final with a very sullen-looking Prince George. And folks, this just seems like they're in damage control mode at this point. The rumors are starting again. It's been 2 months since the show-stopping cancer video, and people are once again starting to ask questions. And unless they're planning on rolling out another BBC Studios production, they're left without answers about what to do about the annoying problem of people asking about Kate. To be sure, they still have their internet warriors quick to scream privacy anytime anyone dares to broach the question. But this week, speculations once again reached fever pitch when this report came out from the Daily Beast stating that Kate may not appear in public for the rest of the year. And folks, as you can imagine, it was like a bomb dropped. Right away, old suspicions became reignited. Even many who were keeping quiet in the possibility that Kensington Palace might be telling the truth were forced to admit that something did not seem right. But what really caught everyone's attention was this little line, that the Princess of Wales is being, quote unquote, surrounded by her birth family. Is this their way of saying that William no longer has access to her? Could the two younger kids be with her? Might Charles have insisted that George stay behind because he's the heir? And maybe that's why he's looked so lost the couple of times we've seen him in public. Well, if that's the case, I have to say it does give me a slight glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, Kate, some of her children at least, and her quote-unquote birth family have sought and found refuge somewhere away from this callous institution that treats people as though they are fatted calves put on this earth for the sole purpose of being sacrificed for this family. A couple weeks back, I mentioned in the video that we have a bunch of reports about King Charles's medical team, but nothing about Kate's. And I just found that to be odd. Well, there's this report from the Italian press that a team of Italian doctors were secretly flown to London to perform an operation on Kate. Now, this is supposed to be the same medical team that looks after Pope Francis. And this would sort of tie into Concha Calleja's claim that there were complications involving her surgery and that Kate had to be induced into a coma. Calleja was back in the news this week claiming that Kate is not out of the woods and that she may have to undergo another surgery sometime in August. And folks, I just don't know what to make of this. She is a respected journalist, and so far, everything she has said seems to make more sense than anything coming out of Kensington Palace. It's been bandied around for some time now that Kate may be in a vegetative state, if not worse. And what deepens the mystery is the fact that no one has seen or heard from her parents in months, which is why this Daily Beast report is so alarming. The fact that they would use the phrase surrounded by her birth parents just makes everything so suspect. First of all, it makes it glaringly obvious that Kate and William are not together, that Kensington Palace has been lying about where she is, and even the term surrounded by just sounds so ominous, like she's on her deathbed or something. And folks, the way this story has been covered by the British press is something that will be studied for decades. The British press is behaving so bizarrely, as though they are accessories to a crime, and I think they know that people are onto them. Hashtag Where is Kate is making a comeback, and they are hard pressed to come up with more excuses for William. Today, there was what can only be described as a coordinated press release from a bunch of major publications, all reporting that Kate was spotted. Of course, when you open the links, you find some old photograph of Kate back in November. And I just had to wonder out loud, why would they do this? Well, apparently it seems they're feeling the heat. KP is being bombarded by notes and letters and cards from people concerned about the missing Princess of Wales. And folks, do you remember that infamous farm shop video of what is now widely accepted to be a fake Kate, body double, stunt actress, whatever you want to call it. Well, this just made me think that they are possibly rehearsing some new actress to play the leading role, if you will. Anyway, the report claims that Kate was spotted out with the kids on a solo run. Okay. And there is a link. Okay, so let's open the link to finally catch a glimpse of Kate going on a solo run with the kids, two of whom have not been seen since Christmas. Oh, what's this? The link just leads back to an announcement about her early years project. So they're literally leading their readers in circles. And this is just really silly because if the intent is to quiet down the rumors, this is just going to add more fuel to the fire. Just take a look at these comments. Nobody believes them anymore, save for the one or two diehards that are more concerned that we stop addressing her as Kate rather than Princess Catherine or of Her Royal Highness of whatever. They seem to be more concerned about her title rather than her well-being. And finally, there was this report yesterday about Kate planning to make a balcony appearance at the Trooping the Color event next month, and that William is trying ever so hard to persuade her not to do it and to get rest. And folks, I don't know who they're trying to fool. The public has been clamoring for proof of life from this woman in the form of a public appearance. They know they can't get away with another photoshopped abomination, and the BBC is already under enough pressure as it is to continue to play along with William's epic mindfuck. So it is obvious that they are hatching up some other scheme to silence all these wagging tongues again. So what will it be this time? This will be technically her first public appearance. So are they going to go with another body double? Maybe one a little bit more convincing this time. Maybe they'll have some actress wearing a mask of Kate. Or are they going to try to use a hologram? I don't know, folks. If I sound ridiculous, it's because this whole situation is ridiculous. People love to say, oh, you're just speculating. Well, of course I'm speculating. That's all I can do is speculate. When we've been told so many whoppers and subjected to so much theater, they're practically begging the public to speculate. Besides, when you read all these reports from the Royal Rota using language like is likely to be or is said to be, what do you call that if not speculating? So if the journalists can speculate, well, why can't we? Why should we accept their version of events when they have been proven to be just as duplicitous as William? So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe that Kate may be in hiding? And do you think she will make an appearance next month at the Trooping the Color event? Or are we going to be subjected to more theater? Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will continue to stay on top of this story.